So, the 12th Doctor is just a bit shit, isn't he, really? Well, not in... I can't believe I opened a video with that, but, I don't really know how to open a video, because I don't understand why people at the start of videos go, oh, I'm going to be discussing how 12 is poorly written. Well, I know you're going to discuss it because it's in the video title, so I'm not going to do that. But anyway, so the point is, a lot of people love 12, a lot of people hate 12, a lot of people think he's well written, a lot of people don't. Now, I am in the middle, because for a good few years he used to be my favourite Doctor. Now he's like third, because it probably goes Tennant, Eccleston, and Capaldi, but he used to be my favourite, and he still is, as I just said, one of my favourites. But the thing is, I can admit that his Doctor is just poorly written, like blatantly just poorly written from the very start, really. Like, there's a difference between favourite and best. Like, he's one of my favourites, but he's definitely not one of the best written Doctors, because he's a comfort Doctor. When I watch his Doctor, like, I enjoy it. Like, he is a great Doctor, but writing wise, it's just not there. Luckily though, Capaldi's an absolute carry, and literally no matter what is put on a script, he delivers every single time, like, with no question about it. Look, there's not been a single time where I've watched an episode and gone, oh, Capaldi wasn't really, shining in that one, or trying as much as he could have been. Literally every single one, it's non-stop, and that to me just shows, well, how Capaldi deserved better, and how he's probably one of the best actors we've had to play the role so far, because there could be more Doctors that beat him, but I don't want to go into a waffle. But the problem I have with him is that he has character blocks for each series. So in series like 8, he's dark and serious. Series 9, he's just a bit awkward. Not really awkward. He's just a bit like, I don't know. He's like going through like an emo phase, or going some sort of teenage phase where he's got his guitar, he's got his Sonic sunglasses, and it just doesn't feel right to anything. And then series 10 is probably the best bit of his character development in quotation marks, by the way, is where he's just a granddad, really. And there's a difference between developed and changed, because people will come back at me with all these arguments, be like, well, no, because in series 8 he was all, he was dark, he was grumpy, he was serious, and then in series 10 and Twice by the Time, he was really nice, and he was like a granddad to Billy, he was a fatherly figure. Cool, I agree, but there's a difference between changed and developed, right? From series 8 to 10, has his development been earned? No, not really. I'm going to go into each little series now and, talk about them. So, series 8, right? He's just, for very much of series 8, he doesn't even change through series 8, in my opinion. It's only until the last episode is just a glimmer of he's realised who he is. In series 8, it's just, I do like his series 8 portrayal. He's just dark, gritty, straight to the point, rude. I like it. Capaldi does it well, but then, as I just keep saying, when we go into series 9, it just doesn't feel earned the way his character suddenly snaps. Because at the end of series 8, he has the moment with Missy where he says something like, "Oh, I'm an idiot," blah, 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 blah. That speech there is good, and I feel like that's a moment where you could give support and a reason to why he changes into series 9's version of his character. But to me, it's not enough, because we barely see him grow across series 8. He's just the same block of character, and then this one moment in the finale, boom, he's a different man-ish. Well, and then I suppose there's that scene with Clara where they're talking, and he's they're both hiding something from each other, but that's not really a moment for him to change. It's a Series 8, really. I can't really support anything in Series 8. It's just another block. Series 8 tonight is just a block. Again, just one character to another character. But Series 9, right, not as dark, but I don't know how people saying Series 9 acts like 11. I don't really see it personally. I don't see how other people can see it, but I just don't get why people are saying that, because to me, it just feels. I don't know what Moffat was trying to do with him. I don't know. He's not trying to be cool, but not in like. It's hard to describe what he is in Series 9, and that's why Series 9 is probably the worst Capaldi series and Doctor character for him, because he has this guitar, he has these sunglasses, and it just doesn't really work, does it? And then the thing is about Series 9 as well, there's something that I picked up on in the two-part of the Flood two-part, Under the Lake, Before the Flood, that one, where he has the cards that Clara gives him, and they're like cards of how to deal with situations, right? Now that's good, because I like that, because that's acknowledgement of the Series 8 like character of Capaldi, and how like both him and Clara have established that he needs to get better in these situations with people and not be so rude and deal with them better. And it's cool, I like the card idea, but once again, it's a shame that they've only just popped up in like the second episode, the third episode of Series 9, didn't really appear in Series 8, and they don't really get brought up again, they're not there, and it's just a bit like, Moffat's aware that there's been this massive character shift, but he thinks giving the Doctor these cards for a split second on the screen will just go, brush it under the rug, he's fine, he's a completely different man. It's just, there are little hints where it could be actually good development, but it's just, This for me is where it starts to get a bit, better, because in Series 10, Series 10 is probably peak Capaldi writing and acting, even though he's never really bad, because Series 9 loses Clara, right? We see it all happen in Series 9. Heaven Sent. I hate Hal Bent. I don't even want to go into that, because that is just totally out of character for everything in Series 9. And literally, Heaven Sent. Heaven Sent was just a masterpiece of an episode. It just showed what the Doctor would do for grief and how he's grieving, how he'd punch through that wall. And then Hal Bent was just like, oh yeah, fuck it, I'll get it back. It just didn't work, and I could see why some people like it in a way. But for everything that Heaven Sent set up, it just felt like a complete, just a complete waste of time, that episode. But that's Hal Bent. We didn't talk about that. The message is he loses Clara and then he loses River, and then in Series 10 there's that realisation that he doesn't want to keep on travelling with people, to keep on making friends and hurt them. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want to meet someone new, have them in the TARDIS, and for them just to die again. Because I think that to me, it's clear that that's what Moffat was going for with that. Especially, you could argue, Nardole being the companion who's a literal robot. That's kind of like ironic in a way, because his companion physically won't be able to die. He got decapitated or whatever. But that's cool, and that writing is quite good. And in Series 10, it's dealt with quite well, because when he meets Billy, he wants to memory wipe her, even though he's not aware. I don't even want to get into the Clara, if he remembers Clara. I think he does and he doesn't. I think he knows at the back of his mind that he's lost someone or something, and something's missing as well. And I think that's what makes him how he is in Series 10. He just knows that he can't take anyone on. And, there's that moment with Bill. And I think the Vault arc links right into that area of his character, about how he's made a promise to look after this vault and to guard it, and breaking that, he has the temptation of going off and flying with someone else, and he broke that promise, and he gets the consequence of Bill dying. And I like that, because he had to keep this oath of protecting the vault. He breaks it to go and do what what happened last time when Clara died. Bill's dead, boom. And that's good writing. I like Series 10, start to finish, of Capaldi. I even like Twice Upon a Time, where he's not a 10th Doctor, doesn't want to go, like he's kind of sick of just going through regeneration, and I like that. That's all nice, and his character in Series 10 is well rounded, but I just don't like the way it's so blocky, because once again it would have been nice from Series 9 to 10 and Husband's a River Song to Series 10, and I think Doctor Mysterious before that as well, to have seen a bit more. There was that really nice thing in The Return of Doctor Mysterio where I think he briefly talks about River, like references her saying be happy, that little speech. That's really good, but it just makes me want more, because as I said with the Series 9 cards, like there's so many little bits and bobs that have been planted here for really good development from 8 to 10, where you can be like, wow, he's progressed so good as a character, but they're just not picked up upon really at all. Like, not in the slightest. And other than that, I don't really know what to say. So the short answer is yes, he's a poorly written character. Like, he's one of my favourite Doctors, no doubt about it, just because of how good Capaldi is. But when you binge watch Series 8 to 10, you just look at Series 8 to 10 and you're like, how has he changed? It's just really frustrating, because his character at times is just so off, especially in Series 9. It's just not his character in Series 9, he's just crap. Hell bent, the awkwardness just doesn't really work. There's no reason for it. It's just not cool, really, even though it was trying to be. But that's pretty much it. How long has this been? Jesus, almost 12 minutes. If you're still here, then congratulations. Don't know, really, that's it.